Okay, so let's go on creating that texture. Go to your renderings tab here and then create a camera. With that camera selected here, let's rotate that guy negative 90 degrees in X so that it's pointing down. And then what we could do now is move this guy up. And what we have to do is we have to change some render settings here. So first of all, let's change the focal length here to something like 90. And yeah, let's go to the render settings, and I want to render out a 4K map. So type in here 4096 by 4096. So we want a fairly large image here. Let's go to Quality tab. I'm rendering with mental ray. And yeah, it's set to production. That's okay. And now let's hit Control A to go to the attribute editor of that camera, and then under the environment of that camera that we created, set the background color here to white. Okay. And now what we have to do is check out our camera. So go here to the quad view. And let's go here under the top view, under panels, perspective, and say camera 1. And then we turn on here the resolution gate. What we could do also is hide that reference image. And now we have to, obviously we have to move this camera up. So move it up here in Y so that it gets all the pieces here of the geometry. Something like that. Okay, so and then what we want to do is select all of those objects here that we have and hit 3 to go to smooth version. So with those smoothed out, we are ready to render that image here. So let's go here to the render box. And let me first check the render settings again. So I want to render out under the Comments tab, a Targa or TIFF. Where is it? Oh, there. Let's render out a Targa. Okay. And now go here to render and say render camera 1. Okay, so the render is done. So with that rendered out, let's go in here and go under File and save that image. And we save it under our Images folder in our project and call this clock face texture 01. And we want to save this as a Targa and say save. Okay, now we can close that window here. And then we are ready to go into Photoshop and finish that up. Okay, so let's open up those files, so our UV snapshot and our clock face texture, and open that up here. It's 2 4K maps. So let's, here with that UV snapshot selected, hit Control A to select all, hit Control C, and then we copy that into our clock face texture. And let's dial down the opacity so that we can see what's going on. And now we are missing those that Daytona and the Swiss made down there. So let's try to create that. So first of all, let's create a ellipse. Take the ellipse tool here, and then let me give it here some lines that help us out. And then with the ellipse tool, let's say hit Alt and Shift, or just drag it and then hit Shift to somewhere about here, and then hit V and move it here into position somewhere here. And let me zoom in on that. And then with that, let's hit Control T, and then to scale that up here, let's hit Alt and Shift and move it proportionally. Okay, to somewhere about here. Hit Enter. And now we take the text tool and when you hover over that with that shape selected here, hover over that circle, you see that the text tool changes a little bit. So if that change to this symbol here, click on that, and then you can write along that curve or whatever shape you drawn here. So now let's type in Daytona in capital letters with that font microgramma extended, and I choose the color in RGB 74, 34 in, 74 in red, 34 in green, and 32 in blue. Okay, so you have the same color, and then we take that here, click on that, and we can hit spacebar and bring it to somewhere where it should be. And then I think we could scale that up, so we take a bigger font here. Let's try something with 72. I think that's good enough. Okay, so with that text selected, we could do is bring that up a little bit more to somewhere about here. Okay, and now we do the same here on the bottom side and create that Swiss made. So let's just create a text, and this time we want the color black, and then we drag here, type in Swiss, take a smaller font for that, select that first. I think something like 36 points is good enough, and then we bring it here and hit Ctrl T to transform, and then rotate that guy a little bit somewhere about here. And what we could do is we take that guy and hit enter first, and then hit Control. Let's just create a new text. So the same settings here, Swiss made, and let me zoom in on that. Move it here somewhere into position, hit Ctrl T to rotate that guy somewhere about here, and then move it to here, and then we hit enter. Then they take the Swiss guy and move it a little bit. Hit the up arrow key on my keyboard. Yeah, that's fine, that should work. So now let me zoom out here. We are ready to create that texture. So let me turn off the layer with our UV snapshot. And now let's turn off that shape here. We don't need that anymore. And now let's check out our text here. Strong. Let's change the text here to smooth, and the text of the to smooth again, or as well. And then let's take the Daytona and set it to smooth as well. Okay, so now let's save that file as a target. Save as, put it to your source images folder, and call this clock face texture 2, and I will save this as a target. And there you go, 32 bits. And with that done, let me switch back to Maya. But before we go on putting that texture on a shader and stuff like that, I think I'm going to pause this video, and we'll finish this shader up in the next video, and we will start working on the texture for that outer ring. So see you in the next video.